La Neta que Conecta at the Global Latin Factor presentation.
Bienvenidos. Welcome you now to another episode of La Neta que Connect. I was talking in cursive, but I caught myself. I'm like, wait, I'm going too fast. La Neta que Conecta, you already know, another installment. What I do is bring previous guests to share a little bit about their experience here on the podcast, share about what they've been doing, and also talk about some Latino issues that we have. So today we have the amazing Bree, founder of Chingonas Only. And make sure she has some merch, by the way. Go cop it. And she's all about small businesses, always supports small businesses, minority and Latino and brown-owned businesses. She's not Latina by birth, you can say, but honorary and adopted, she's definitely earned her stripes 100%. And we're going to touch up on the story about her because I think on our interview, I think we might have twisted it up and you didn't correct me. She's so nice. But we'll make sure we set the record straight. And we got Lupe, the Council Show, always opinionated. The man knows quite a bit. He's very talented. He's very wise, even though sometimes he doesn't give himself enough credit, but I know. And he's a future politician's kid, by the way. I don't know if you know this. We're going to wish you right now.
One of them.
One of them.
I got a lot, so one of them will make it.
Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. This is the first time you ever meet, right?
Yeah, I actually follow her. Yeah. I've actually seen your posts and seen your pop-ups and everything. So
yeah, that's her. Live and in the flesh. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Tell me first, we're going to start with the lady, your experience in the podcast when you first sat down, started. I don't think you ever done a podcast before. How did you feel like? How was that for you?
It was definitely an experience for me, where I had to branch out and really get comfortable on camera because I don't talk a whole lot. Even my page is mostly post of merch, but it's not so much of me. So that was an experience for me where I had to do a little something outside the box. But of course, talking with you is super easy. It's just talking to a friend, and then just seeing how many people engaged with the podcast and reached out to me and became followers was amazing. So yeah, it was a really great experience.
That's awesome. How about yourself? I know you always we got some videos of Osos Golosos.
Yeah.
A couple of that. I know you give me shout out sometimes. I highly appreciate it. But I want to hear from the horse's mouth himself. How was the experience? What you thought about it in general? And
man, all I gotta say is you are the most professional guy to do this that I know of. Because I've been to other podcasts and it's really no rhythm to it. It's just, kind of, you just sit down and you just start trying to find the conversation. With you have your points, you have you know where you're going to go and you take it there. And then you told us things that we didn't know that anybody would really pay attention to. And you pointed out a lot. So you are probably, I want to say, the most professional podcast that I've been on. And I've done a couple. But you are very informative. You do a lot. If I had the discipline to be like you, I would want that. But I'm just so undisciplined, and I just kind of go off the top of the head.
The crazy thing is he's just raw talent, He's just raw talent. He's really good with the voice, the knowledge too as well. He's more nonchalant about it, but he does look into other stuff to be informed too. Whenever I've seen the interviews you have.
It's just when
caught on.
It's just when something gets me, I gotta know.
Yeah,
I want to find out.
And Bree, any feedback? Anybody reach out to? I know you said people reach out and follow you, whatever. But is there any other feedback that you receive about the podcast?
I think a lot of people were interested to know a little bit about how I started my brand and a little bit about my background and not being a Latina, but being involved in a lot of small business initiatives that are driven towards the Latino community. So a lot of people, DM me in regards to that, but all positive. So everyone was showing love. So super
awesome.
Great experience.
What did we miss during that time that we might want to tell them about Chingonas Only, how it got started, and the things that you actually do in the community?
Yeah. So growing up, I worked full time since I was 16. So my friends used to always call me La Chingona, right? I always had a lot of jobs. I couldn't do everything that everyone else was doing. So when I started my brand, it stemmed out of a misunderstanding, a disagreement with someone that I was close to. And I decided that moving forward, I was getting my master's degree. So moving forward, I didn't want to be around that certain type of person anymore. I just wanted to be with Chingonas. Like I wanted to be with people that want to make a difference and an impact. And so I was telling someone my thoughts about it, and she said, you should put that on a shirt. And I was like, well, that's kind of long. And then what would I do with it? And so I really thought about it, and I was like, you know what, Chingonas Only, that's what I stand for. And I was like, so how can I turn that into something that is positive, enlightening, not just a streetwear brand, but how can I really make a difference with it? And so that's when I started hosting pop-ups and events and really be more educated on the disparities that not only just Latino community face, but people of color in general, especially here in Dallas, like housing inequality and stuff like that, really get educated on those type of topics.
Absolutely. Now, set the record in regards to, because I think I told it wrong. I thought you landed in Webb Chapel, but you went to Colorado first, and you were raised by a particular Latino woman.
Yeah, so I was born in New York, and from New York, we ended up in Colorado. My mom, Chingona, she worked 3 jobs. She worked really hard to raise me. And so I found myself in the care of different individuals growing up. And the most, I guess, impactful experience, the most that I felt a part of a family when someone else was watching me, was with the Chicana neighbor that I had. And she treated me like she treated her grandchildren. I mean, we made tamales, we watched Telemundo, we took Spanish lessons from her. It was me being fully embraced into the culture. And that's where that kind of stemmed from, to where I had like a bond and recognition of the Chicano culture, the Mexican American culture.
So don't let her fool you. She knows Spanish. She fluently too, también.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So,
Don't put me on the spot.
Sí sabe español. Muy bien. Sí sabes.
And then we're going to have to switch it up in a little bit.
Si quiere, we'll switch it up.
And do some Spanish.
Ahorita back and forth. Okay, so how about yourself? What kind of feedback did you receive about the podcast? I know your family tapped in. Your everybody that does the council show as well.
Oh yeah, the first thing they said, they were like, man, he makes you guys look bad, because the way he does his show is just so professional, so good. And like I said, you were just hitting us with questions that that things that we like said on the show, but we didn't like speak too much into it. You actually went back and you hit us with those questions. We're like, oh man, you were really watching deep into the show. So, one thing that my nephew told me after he watched it, he was like, he's like, if you guys could be like him, you guys could go anywhere. If you were just as devoted and planned out with it, like you guys would be great.
I mean, I think everybody in general, right? Not just myself. I have, when I first touched the mic many years ago at an internet radio show, it wasn't even podcasting. And I knew that somebody was listening on the other side itself. It just became like a passion of mine. And I just wanted to be on the mic, whether it be emceeing and everything. So it's like, without realizing, discovering something that I love, and then transferring over to doing the podcast. Because I've been on FM radio before at KNON, and it was cool. It was great, but something was lacking. So it's more of like, kind of like when you're a kid and you literally wake up as early as you can possibly, you don't oversleep to get up and go play soccer or whatever the case might be, right? It's something like that with the podcasting, being on the mic. So it's part of that too. Not only the discipline, but I get to do it. And I want to do it, and I run to do it because I like it so much now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of that too, So that's one of the drivers. Of course, the military helped, and me being a little methodical as far as how I structure stuff out. So that's why it makes it easier. I always take the path of least resistance to make it easier and streamlined, without realizing I was doing all those things, to where it just looks like it's so easy. But there's other work that gets done in the back to make it like this now. You know what I mean?
No, yeah. Everybody thinks that this is easy. Everybody thinks that doing this, putting everything together, getting people to edit and, clips and everything, everybody thinks it's easy. It is not easy. It is a full-time job.
Right.
And not on top of you working another job, having kids, and just general life. This is not easy.
Okay, tell me a time where... I don't want to call artists, but pretty much artists or somebody in general reached out to you in voice, feeling a little entitled to be on y'all's podcast, and tell you, y'all should have him on their podcast or her. Y'all have anything like that came up for y'all?
I've had one guy. I don't want to mention his name.
You don't have to.
he did he was on America's Got Talent a long time ago as a kid. So if he sees it, he'll probably know who he is. But he's like reached out to us and like basically said, "Hey, you need me. I'll get you views. I'll get you this." And I was like, "Oh, okay. I mean, we could schedule some." I looked them up, looked at the story, and I'm like, "Oh, this would be a cool podcast." And then he's like, I require this much, and I was like, you know what, buddy, we're not there yet. If you want to do this, and then we could do it. But if I have to pay you X amount of dollars, which was to me was kind of high, because a couple dollars here, it isn't too bad. But like he was like pushing 500-600, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to do it.
Yeah,
Like,
I would never pay nobody, no matter.
I want people to come because they want to come.
Yep.
Share their stories, share the conversation. Because what we did was had a conversation to get to know somebody, to hear their story of how they did their thing, and then have fun with it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to. I never wanted to make it like a full blown interview. Like, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to sit down, talk to somebody, and just get to know them.
Not only that, but they can kind of sort of dictate the direction you want instead of the way you want it.
Yeah.
Because it's transactional for them. And sometimes, like, whenever you buy something and, like, just because you bought it now, you just discard it. You don't really pay too much attention. You're like, oh, I got paid. I don't really care too much, right? Instead of, like, you wanted to really know about that particular person because you were genuinely curious about the people, not just because to have them there, just because you're going to get views. And that's what I think worked for me as well. It's like, I can have celebrities or people that are known to reach out and do all that. I don't want to pay people for the same reason. Not to mention our Latino community, our Mexican community, they're getting passed by. There's not enough exposure to the small businesses. They're struggling and nobody's talking to them. Or our starving artists, they're wanting to do some projects. Nobody's talking to them just because they're not known at this time. You know what I mean? Eventually, I wanted to where it generates money so I can take care of everybody that works with me and then break off some people just to be on the podcast. So I want to pay them to be. I want to be like a surprise at the end. Not today, I'm sorry, guys. But in the near future, I want to break out some people. Yeah, like,
no, and that's how it should be.
For your time, without having to be like, I'll require this much. Nobody's ever reached out to me for any money. And right now, I'm just telling you, don't waste your time. Don't waste your energy on your little fingers typing because you ain't going to get nothing from me. I'm sorry.
And it's crazy, too, because, like, even when you just reach out to somebody in general, just to start the conversation, like, hey, I got this podcast. I would like to have you on as a guest, explain your story, tell us what you got going on. We'll make it fun, et cetera, et cetera. Oh, well, how much are you going to pay me? I'm like, nothing. It is what it is.
Bro, they don't understand the cost to just run it and have everything. And not only that, but your time.
Yep.
The time that you get to devote to do this in general is a lot. So, I'm not breaking nobody out. I'm sorry. Unless I want to because I appreciate when they're here. That's it. All right. So, thank you so much for that. Now, celebrity chismes. Did y'all know Selena Gomez is having her bachelorette party?
Who's she getting married to?
Something... I just looked him up and I forgot. Benny Blanco.
She's actually marrying him?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's so ugly.
What is the party here?
Lucas, Mexico. My bad. I just barely looked it up. Sorry about that, guys.
Because Selena Gomez is from Grand Prairie?
Grand Prairie, baby. Born and raised. Also, lupus. She battles with lupus. There's a lot of things that she's known for. Cabo San Lucas is where she celebrated. Heading 2025 September is when she get married. You just had a bachelor's party.
I did.
How'd that go? I don't want to disclose everything. I'm just saying, like, in general.
I'll tell you everything. I
First of all, start with the shirt that I did for the homie.
Oh. So
A custom shirt, right?
which one was it? Because we gave him two.
I think one with the unicorn.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember what it said. I think it was like
Yeah, I thought I was gay or something.
Yeah. So for a long time we had this running joke because we never seen him with the girl. Like he would tell us that he had girls, and I'm sorry, bro. I apologize for saying it. But we thought he never had girls, so it was a running joke that before he got with his girl that he was gonna marry, we thought he was gay.
Did he have like feminine tendencies or things like nothing?
None at all. It's just we never seen him physically with women.
Did he like to be like private? Maybe
he worked a lot, so I'm assuming, I don't know, but I'm assuming whenever he did whatever he did with women would be, later on, or
Talking
out of
about
sight, out of mind.
dinner, long conversation,
Yeah.
that type of stuff, right? Not
Yeah.
anything else.
He never really brought anybody around or anything, so whenever he brought her around, I was like, oh shit, he's not gay.
That's hilarious. How about you? Have you ever been to some bachelor parties? Anything that you celebrated for a friend?
You know what? Do I even know any married people?
Well, Aida, you went to her wedding.
Yeah, but she didn't really have a party. We did get some steak though.
Yeah, I got some steaks.
We did do that. We had steak and mimosas.
We got a dog on the hallway. I was like, we wonder what that noise is. We got a dog. So, but any other bachelor parties that you attended to?
Oh, one more, but I mean, it was chill. Like there wasn't a lot going on. My friend Melissa, when she got married last year,
Yeah,
we went to Bishop Arts for her bachelorette.
that's cool. That's cool. I never been to a bachelorette party, but none of that. I think people when you just get married, I don't even get invited.
This is the first one I ever went
And that's probably my problem, not them.
This is the first. Oh no, you know what? This is the second one that I went to, but this is the first one that I kind of helped, plan everything.
Y'all went out of town, right?
Yeah, we went to Austin.
Austin.
Yeah, we went
and then
to
y'all
Austin.
hit the what's it called? The river, right?
Yeah, we were kayaking in the river. We went to 7th Street.
Yeah.
Went to all the bars. Man, I feel so old,
Shh, bro.
bro. You see all the gray hair.
Not only that, but it's a young man sport down there, bro.
I was ready for a nap.
And ladies.
I was ready for a nap, bro. Like
What time?
It was like 1:30. They were still going to bars, and I saw a taco truck, and I was like, I'm gonna go hit that taco truck.
Oh, bro, no.
And I sat there and ate some tacos and waited for them to come, and then we left. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. But I was also doing a lot of other stuff. I had the munchies.
Yeah, I got the munchies. That's why. I get it. That explains it a lot. I mean, it's just not for me, at least. I think we're close to the same, a lot younger, but you and I are closer to the same age range. And it's just,
How old are you?
I'm an 80s baby. Let's just put it there.
Ah, me too.
80s baby.
Mid 80s.
80s baby. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. What is something that only Latinos can relate? We're going to start with Lupe. Anything that you can think of.
Food and the sour cream.
Yeah?
Little bucket that whenever you buy sour cream,
Yeah.
whenever you open it, it's not sour cream. It's beans or leftover rice.
Or butter.
The butter containers too. Yeah.
I to this day have a freaking container that's butter that has chiles en vinagre, like pickled peppers.
I don't know if it's a like a Mexican thing, but we save containers.
We save containers.
Like even I got a
We've been recycling since it was cool, bro.
I got a Whataburger one. You know how they got the wings now? And I got like 3 of them filled with like some fruit and rice and beans and yeah.
So I think somebody I was talking to that was saying it's like it's a scarcity type of mentality. I'm like, no, because it's like, why am I going to throw it away or go buy something else if I can just use it and it's reusable? And I'm not thinking that I'm lacking whenever I find a container and empty it out. And I'm like, heck yeah, this is going to make great container for my frijoles that I make or something like that. I always think it like that. I'll never think of like I'm lacking and I can't go buy more just for the purpose of buying them.
Nature, I guess. Like I don't understand it either. And cups too. Like the
vasos?
Yeah, like if it's like a good cup, it's not styrofoam or anything. We tend to keep those.
Tell me why candles once it burned out, they make great freaking cups.
Or the little things that hold the mole, the glass ones.
Bro, that's a perfect cup.
Yeah, it is.
It's a perfect cup. Don't tell me you don't have none, Bree. You have the
so many
one.
of those. And we used them as just regular cups. And I didn't realize what they were until later on in life that I went and bought some mole. And I was like, these are the cups my mom had. It just works.
It works so good. Yeah. They work. The mole ones, we have some of those too. I have some jars still that I use that are like make perfect cups. And it's now like people are reusing now these days and selling stuff. I'm like, bro, we've been making that since way back when.
They were doing that.
So if you're a Latino and you reuse some of those containers, cups, plastics, just let us know. Tap in, hit the comment line. How about you? What is a Latino thing that only Latinos can relate that we do?
I feel like Christmas on the 24th.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always thought it was normal.
I did too. I'm not one. I don't do that now. But that's how it was my entire life.
So you were raised that way.
Yeah.
Were you raised that same way, or only with your homies?
No, yeah, only with my homies, which worked out good because I essentially got 2 Christmases.
2 Christmases. Heck yeah.
But yeah, so it's like now sometimes when I don't have like my Latino friends available on the 24th, I'm kind of bored. I'm kind of missing it. I'm like, man, I wish we could have a party.
Man, we go. Okay, so here's tradition for us, right? So we go to church probably about. First of all, we eat at my mom's house. She makes something, mole or I'm sorry, pozole or something like that, right? Then we go to church. Then we get out of church. Then we go to my tia to rock the baby to sleep. And then they give us more food. And then we wait till like 12. And then we head to the house to put my mama's baby to sleep too, because she has a baby Jesus. Then we put him to sleep. And then we do a little rosary and everything. And then we get to open presents. Like for us now, we've been doing it for years now to save our money because my parents are more about the meaning of Christmas and not the gift exchange. So we do like Secret Santa. So all of the adults get to pick a name. Most of us get a kid too. So the kids get more presents than all of us. And we just open presents and go to sleep.
Yeah, I have a tradition at my house. Only the kids get presents. The adults don't get nothing. We do a white elephant.
Oh, I got you.
So we just buy a bunch of random stuff, put it on the table.
That's cool. Those are fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
But it's just so much eating. Just that one specific day. The 24th, just so much eating.
Bro.
And it's like the 25th is just the kids are happy. They open all their presents.
Yeah.
And then it's a chill day. They play with their stuff, do whatever.
Yeah. Why you want to wait till the morning to open it and then the day's over and you don't get to enjoy all your toys and everything? I'm just saying. It's pretty cool. We've been doing that for years, and I just enjoy it because it saves a lot of money too. The white elephant and all those stuff. I don't know how you do it. It's like I don't know if you do a Christmas gift for everybody, but man, it gets pricey.
Oh yeah, I got a big family.
I still getting a couple hundreds, even just buying presents for the ones that I get to buy, and then a couple of comadres, compadres, and god kids that I have, and it gets up there. A hack. Well, not no more, but I used to do it. I go to Barnes and Nobles. And they don't have books. They have all kinds of things that you can buy. $20, $25. And then some of them allow some people to like wrap the gifts. I don't know. I haven't seen one recently. But the people take donations and you get to gifts right there and they wrap them up and you just walk out one top shop, baby. I'm good to go. Any hacks? For the holidays, Christmas, it literally is almost here, bro. It just that's how fast.
It is.
You were saying something about how fast time passes when you were. I think you're walking your kids to school.
Oh yeah, I took her to her first day of college, and she was walking away, and I was like, man, just the other day I was holding her, like as a baby, and now she's 18 and going to college, so it's just it goes by so fast. This year's gone already, like in the blink of an eye, it just goes real fast.
Any holiday hacks? Anything you do in particular?
I just make the money, and then somebody else buys the presents, and that's
you don't have to worry about that.
No, I
that's
don't have
neat.
to worry about
That's
that.
neat, bro. Going out to the stores is it's a jungle, bro.
I hate it.
Yeah, you picked the right job. What about yourself? Any hacks that you do?
So I shop like throughout the year because I'm always at the pop-ups. So whenever I'm at the pop-ups, like I'm always looking for something I can give for either like a birthday or Christmas.
Yeah.
And then I'll just save them. Like in my old house, I had like a closet. I called it a gift closet because I would just shove everything in there. And then whenever I need a gift, just open it up. So I would always just buy stuff throughout the year. And then when it's Christmas time, put it in a bag because I'm not wrapping nothing.
You know what? People know. I know somebody that does that. One of my supervisors that I know before does that. They buy throughout the year and have that gift closet too. I'm like, I think one time it was 2 days before Christmas, just barely getting to like buying the stuff.
That's me. 2 days before Christmas.
Yeah, I'm not.
That's also why I stopped wrapping presents because I got so many kids. A lot of presents to wrap before Christmas.
Yeah.
So we just putting everything in bags.
They're gonna tear them up anyway. I'm a great rapper, by the way. I'm super fast. I've never actually officially done it like professionally, but man, I can get down with some rapping.
I'm slow as hell, and it looks horrible.
But what's the point of that? Making it neat.
That's why
it's so fun.
Make it pretty.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna mess it up anyway.
How about you? You rap yourself? Or you send them somewhere?
If I wrap like officially like with tape and everything, I'm gonna do it myself. It's not the greatest, but it's not too bad. My mom is the best rapper though, so I try to have her swag with it, but it doesn't really go that great.
Yeah, I just make it presentable. Throw my little bow in there, and that's it.
Yeah,
Looks neat.
I blame it on the elves. It's not me. It's the elves.
All right, so let's talk about some Latino issues. I mean, I don't know if you heard. She has her master's degree. It's amazing too. I mean, but it's great that I don't want to disclose your regular, but you get to see some of the things as far as like one of the lacking parts is like employees and hiring minorities, especially with whatever they did with DEI, whatever. What do you see, and what can people do to better further themselves in a job, and also as an entrepreneur, also too, because you have that option as well if you wanted to do it, right?
Yeah. So I think even on a personal level, I've experienced it myself where, you know, these companies, they hire you and they see you a Black and brown individual and they stick you in the call center and they feel like that's where you are. Like that's, you know, maybe you could be call center supervisor, but they just put you in like one category and they don't see you beyond that.
Right.
And so it took me a really, really long time to get out of those type of jobs where they just don't see you beyond. Because, you know, at the end of the day, in my past experience, I was training managers, but I couldn't be the manager. Like I didn't understand. And so as I grew and got different roles and I found the right company who has a lot of executive leaders that are Hispanic, that are Black. When I got into that company, I saw more opportunities come my way. I got promoted like 6 times.
Wow.
And so from there, now I'm in a position where I can help other people. So when I'm doing interviews and when I'm talking to individuals, I don't see them for, you know, Black or brown or whoever. I see their potential and their skills, their education, and their willingness to come on board and learn.
Yeah.
And so I think if more hiring individuals had that same approach and stopped categorizing people based on, you know, their accent or where they're from or how they talk or what they look like and start seeing potential in people, I think this will be a much better place for everyone because we limit people with these biases and sometimes it's not intentional and there's no reason for that. Like we can grow beyond that.
Yeah, definitely. What about yourself? Anything that comes to mind whenever you're out and about in the work environment? Have you ever felt like you missed an opportunity because of who you were, or did you just always open opportunities for yourself?
I think so. In the work environment, I spent like 17 years at one place.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I was comfortable, it
Awesome.
paid decent. You
Yeah,
know,
of course.
it was just a good job for the time. But you always get to a point to where, you know, hey, I think I need to make more money from what I'm doing. And then they don't show the appreciation. And then you feel heartbroken because you just spent 17 years giving everything, you know, missing out on birthdays, you know, your kids growing up, switching shifts just to, you know, help the company, for the betterment of the company.
Yeah.
And then you sacrifice so much, and at the end of the day, you just feel like that sacrifice wasn't merited, or they didn't give you nothing for the sacrifice. So then I just learned I just got to move on to the next, that there's always somebody that's willing to pay you more money to do what you do. You just have to look for it.
So that feeling of that the company gave you, not feeling appreciated for everything that you felt like you did, not that they owe you anything, but as far as like you just literally going above and beyond, and them just not be able to push you in a better place, just gave you a bad feeling and you just bounce.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I was just, you know, I felt like they cheated on me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, it felt
of
like if I broke up with them, you know, and I
Yeah.
was like, I'm gonna burn this bridge. So I burned the hell out of that bridge.
Yeah. And then you found a better opportunity for you, and you realized that there was more out there.
Yeah, I found a better. I went to work in Philadelphia at a shipyard, building Navy ships, and that paid crazy. But then I was like, I'm too far away from my family. I got to come back. And then after that, I found a better paying job each and every time.
Mm-hmm.
So now I just learned I'm not here to wait for the opportunity to come to me. I'm just going to take the opportunity that's best, that pays the best for me.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm a hard worker. So the hard work isn't the problem. It's just finding the right situation for the money that you want.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, man, they will drain. They will drain you. They will rinse every freaking ounce of your energy and your efforts, and will not give you anything for it at the end. Like not even a card for 20 plus a year. So you have to always look after yourself. Always look after your family to make sure that they're good to go. And you always sometimes you cloud it with feeling that there's not something else out there. But
Oh, and it's
I
scary
always
too.
found, yeah.
Like whenever you leave a job that you've been at for X amount of years, it's hard to take that first initial step to just say, you know what, I'm gonna do this. And I was terrified. The whole time I was going to the other job in Philadelphia, I was like, did I make a mistake? Did I mess up? I'm not gonna be able to go back to that job. I gotta make this work. And then I made that work, but then there was another company here that wanted me, and I was like, I can go back home. I'm gonna go back home.
So, hey, but if it wasn't because you took that leap, you would have been in the same place. So that discomfort, you had to kind of live it and realize what is your worth. And then there's people who are willing to pay for your worth somewhere else.
And
Yeah.
I know now I'm not, I'm loyal to the company to, a certain amount. But if there's a better opportunity, I have to take that better opportunity for my family.
I'm just saying, it's like just like they want to up their capital, we want to up ours too.
And if they want to keep you, then they'll give you what you deserve to keep you.
Yeah, of course.
Not try to haggle you and make you stay just because you've been there a long time.
Yeah.
So it just, hey, take that chance.
Yeah.
Just do it.
What about entrepreneurship in that sense as well? Do you feel like in general the city, the U.S. in general supports minority Latinos, Black entrepreneurs more, or is it challenging still for us?
I feel like if I answer that, I might ruffle some feathers.
Ruffle the feathers.
But
Ruffle the feathers.
in my eyes, I feel like when it comes to the city, and I'll specify city of Dallas, I feel like they support entrepreneurship from minorities when they can see that it can get profit for them as well. Okay. And I'll just leave that at that. But I think there's a lot of obstacles that they've put in place for small business owners in order to make things harder for them, when it would be really easier for them to remove those barriers and those obstacles and support the growth of the people that live in their city. But I think there's been some really great progress as well. I posted the other day that the state of Texas, they removed some of the regulations for Texas cottage law. So that opens up avenues for people to make some additional income with their business. So that's great.
What is this cottage law specifically?
Cottage law, it dictates what you can bake and sell from home for the most part. So people don't typically read all of it. Go read it. And so a lot of people were kind of not going with the law with that. So now there's some of those obstacles have been removed. Still read it, please. And there's going to be some changes. So there's you can make more income without having to have a commercial income under this new policy. And you can make more items as well. So you still can't make meat, but there's some things like for vegans, there's more options for people to make at home and it for be legal and not so under the table. So definitely encourage people to look at the new cottage law. It goes in effect September 1st. But I think there's a lot of opportunities for the city of Dallas to embrace the small businesses, embrace the pop-ups, remove some of those hurdles and help people grow, especially in the economy now. Like most people I know, they have more than one stream of income, unfortunately, not because they want to, but because they have to. And I think this is the time where we need to have our city council and members of the boards and of all of the organizations that can help fight for advocacy for, these hurdles to be removed to get involved.
Yeah. I've never done anything with pop-ups or dealing with the city at all with Dallas, but I hear about permits and how difficult it could be sometimes. I spent my time more for the past almost 2 years in Fort Worth, and I kind of sort of feel the difference of how much they support, especially, again, I'm part of the Hispanic Chamber, one of the ambassadors. By the way, I am the 2025 Ambassador of the Year for the Hispanic Chamber. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate all of them. They're amazing. I'm going to do a video later on about that. But I see the way that they support small businesses. Not only Latinos, mostly Latinos, of course, because it is a Hispanic, but they're still so welcoming to be able to help them, guide them, tell them what it is. What else can we possibly do for you to be able to make it easier for you to do your business and be successful? Not just like we're just there to say that we support you and we don't do nothing about it. Their events are super successful whatsoever. Just a coffee with the chamber at 8 a.m. on a Friday, you got almost 300 people that show up just to network and connect with each other. That means there's something going on in that particular place, and it's very special, especially for the Latinos. So I can't talk about Dallas because I've never been. I just know what I've seen in the Forward Chamber that they really support small businesses, Latinos, to go through those hurdles and to be able to surpass all those issues and not having to worry about them to make them to where they can profit for sure. I know that you're not technically an entrepreneur, but you've done a few things to be able to get your daughter to school and pay for some things. So you got that heart of an entrepreneur.
I'm a hustler.
Yeah.
I'm going to do whatever I need to do to make sure that I take care of what I need to take care of.
Do you find any difficulty when you was doing that to kind of sort of like just execute what you were doing to get that money, or not really when you were trying to gather some money for your kids?
It was more of the promoting, trying to get people to come and, you know, just support in general. I feel like a lot of times Mexicans don't support other Mexicans for whatever reason. I feel like I get more support from, you know, white or black people whenever it comes to me selling food. More than likely because they're like, oh, this looks good. Let me get this Mexican food over here.
Yeah.
And the tia over there is probably like, pues ya tenemos aquí en la casa. There's no reason to buy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's just a lot of the times, it's also too, it's not even the people that you know that'll support you. It's people that you don't know.
Yeah.
It's the stranger that's just scrolling through Facebook and sees a post and is like, oh, that looks good. Let me go buy that.
Yeah. Highly recommend coming to the Hispanic Chamber too, because you'll see the difference in regards to that stigma that we have that Mexicanos don't support other Mexicanos.
Let me know whenever
Latinos.
you go to another event.
Tomorrow. I hit you up. But we got it once every so often, so I got you, bro. I'm sure I take care of it when you're there. Okay. Another thing that we lack on is mental health. A lot of us don't really care for it, don't want to know about it. And a lot of us took a journey to find out more about it and figure out what's going on. Do you see that as far as your employment that supports that? And how can other people find resources for that? Have you looked into anything like that is available for minorities, Hispanics?
I think the organization that I work for in my corporate life, they have a lot of resources. We have an employee assistance program where you can, you know, talk to a counselor, a mental health provider, pretty much anytime. And they give you ongoing support. So I'm really grateful to work with a company that provides those resources. Usually there's no cost. If you decide to go ongoing, it's like at a discount. So that's really great. But not everyone has that opportunity and that privilege to access mental health services. And I think a lot of people, as we see, become more educated on the importance of mental health. The minority community is becoming less stigmatized towards getting help. They just don't know where to start. There is a really great organization called A Sister's Legacy based out of Oak Cliff. And she provides discounted therapy services. And she also runs a jewelry store. So by just buying from her, you're giving basically a donation for someone to receive services. So shout out to A Sister's Legacy. Love y'all. And so there's a lot more resources that are coming available, or that we're seeing people are starting to start nonprofits to drive that, because we know how important it is to be able to receive those care and, you know, remove as many barriers as we can within both of our communities, to try to make sure that we're, you know, recognizing and acknowledging that, you know, it's okay to talk to someone. Right. It's okay to not be okay. And there's resources out there. You just have to like kind of deep dive into it. Unfortunately, I think there's some other city assistance programs that are out there. I think Metro Care Services is one, but people just don't know how to go about it, or the wait line is long to get in. But yeah, so it's really great to see like organizations like A Sister's Legacy start to form and be there to support people.
Chat GPT, baby, get in there, give it a good prompt to be able to give you a good answer. It'll be your best friend as long as you get to do it. I know the reason why I asked also too is because you work with Data for Change. What is the word you use? Because I don't want to say it wrong. Not homeless, but
I'm always going to say the unhoused.
Unhoused. Okay. So you go and feed them. I'm telling all your business, but I know people don't say it sometimes, but because the reason I said it is because sometimes I do fundraising for certain items and things like that, right? When you're out with them, do you see any of the resources that you kind of other people can use that they might not be aware they're available at all besides the ones you named?
So yeah, I mean, when we're looking at the unhoused members of our communities, resources are going to look a little bit different, because they're, you know, at a poverty level where it's usually, below a sliding scale. So there are limited resources through the city and other organizations that they can be linked to. Organizations like Dallas for Change can help connect people to the right place to get that help. Some of the homeless shelters, they have different resources for individuals as well. So that's always there. But as far as what I do when we're going out and just making sure people have the basics of nutrition.
Yeah.
We're giving them a healthy meal option. Usually it's vegetarian. We're giving them water, because access to clean water is not what you think it would be.
And cold too. Not only just water, clean water, cold
ice,
water.
Yeah, just
during the summer.
Ice. We went through so much ice last year. I can't remember the pounds, but I think each time we were going out, we were taking at least 80 pounds of ice with us.
Wow.
And just making sure they have access, or sometimes just say, hey, are you okay?
Yeah.
And so being a part of Dallas for Change is definitely a great way for me to continue to give back to the members of our community, and just to be present with my privilege, even if it's just handing someone a cup of water or ice. That's something that we take for granted.
Right.
And so, I love being a part of it.
Awesome. Master's degree, six promotions in a year, Chingonas Only, baby, and out there helping the community. I'm just saying. Mental health for you, sir. Do you care for it? Do you know about it? Have you apart yourself with having kids and maybe not even having the time to be able to even do that, process that, or for you it's just like, I'm okay, I'm good.
It just, how can I put it? I can't never say that I've felt, just for me in general, I can never say that I've felt depressed or that I felt like giving up on life or anything in general like that.
Right.
I think with me, I was so busy. I was a young dad. At 16, I had my first kid. And that kind of just, my main focus was after that, just, work. I think all my life I've been too busy with just in general working, raising kids, that anything that was ever wrong with me, I just kind of put it in the back burner. We'll look into this later. And I know that's the biggest part in just in general in Mexican and men, that if there's an issue, there's a problem, there's depression.
Right.
Oh, you're a man, you shouldn't be depressed.
Right.
Oh, you're sad, you shouldn't be sad. Oh, estás cansado, you don't want to do nothing, ponte a limpiar, ponte a hacer esto. Get up, move around. And I think that's the mentality that a lot of Mexican men have, but then that's also why you see them break down when they're drinking. They get emotional. Like, you've seen a tío break down crying because he's not happy with his life in general. Yeah. And I've never gone through that, but I can see why it happens.
Right. Did you find yourself as you're getting older, your kids are getting there to where all of a sudden you have a little bit more time and now you start pondering those things because maybe life slowed down a little bit more?
I think I and this has related to work. Back then I was just working nonstop all the time and I missed out a lot.
Right.
Now that I'm older and I see them growing up, I won't take that extra shift. I'll refrain from working, 12 hours the entire week. I might give you 2 or 3 days. I might do a Saturday, but I'm not going to do the following one. I've learned that I need to sit back and enjoy them.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I feel, and I tell them, I feel like I miss so much, especially with my son. Like, I had him and, me and his mom separated. So I feel like, especially to him, I feel like I missed a big chunk of his life because I was always working. I only had him on the weekends and stuff like that. So realizing that now makes me want to do better for the ones that I have that are small right now.
Yeah. If your kids...
It sounds horrible, but it's just, this is the time that I'm realizing it.
Bro, I can't judge you for it. Nobody can judge you for it, for the fact that was just life at the moment, what it was given to you, and you just did what you needed to do to provide at that time. You know what I mean? Yeah. Of course, some of us wish it was different and changes sometimes, but it was what it was at the time, and you went and executed. How can people judge or say anything at that time? I know that you say it sounds, but now that you were given the opportunity, grown from those lessons of your kid, then, again, unfortunately, that's what it was. Now you can do that. And it's all for the oldest kids usually go through that. You know, it trickles down, not only just for that, but literally, I'm the oldest. And I'm not saying I did, but I kind of sort of feel a little bit.
You were the one that they
I'm
were
like,
practicing on to
pretty
raise
much.
the other ones better.
I said it once, I said it twice. It's so true. They practice on you until it trickles down to the rest and they better off. But again, it's just what life is at the moment. What else can you do? It's to take care of and I hope that your kid understands later on when he gets older that at least he had a food, he had a house, he had things that maybe other people don't have. And okay, your kids. If your kids were open to, let's say, mental health, some of them, one of them came out with you. What would your approach would be if they come up to you with that and they open up to you and say, you know, Dad, I think I'm going through something. And I think most of us think of just like sadness and depression, but there's other things.
No, there's a lot of other things.
There's a lot of them. Yeah, the most common ones.
Like I tell my kids, I'm like, if you feel a certain type of way and you feel like you need help, then you need to let me know so I can get you the help that you need. Mm-hmm. If I can help you with it, then I help you with it. But I feel like it's something that I can't do, then it's a part of being a parent to find out what I can do for them to get them where they need to be.
Right.
So it's an open door policy with me. If you're struggling, you're going through something, let me know so I can try to help you.
Is that how you were raised, or how did you come to being that parenting style for you?
I think I had a great mom. My mom loved me. I could do no wrong in front of my mom's eyes, which is also a bad thing because I was a shitty kid. And I did so many bad things, but that showed me that, you know, you got to show your kids love. My mom showed me lots of love, and I can't say she was a bad parent. She did everything she could for me. She was too trusting with me. Shouldn't have trusted me that much. But I think that everything that I didn't have growing up is what I want to give to my kids. So, you know, the father figure I didn't have growing up, that's what I want them to have.
Right.
You know, I stopped drinking because I don't want to be that dad that drinks. So I do drink occasionally, but I don't drink. I'm not an everyday drinker. I won't get off of work, get a beer, or do anything like that. I don't see the reason for it.
Yeah.
I try not to develop habits like smoking or anything because I don't want them to pick up. I grew up in a rough neighborhood. If you've seen me talk, I talk ghetto as hell. My kids don't sound that way. But
the thing is that it's probably your product of your environment because that's all there was at the time. So how else can you learn anything else or know anything more?
Being a first generation American,
right?
And your parents only talk, you know, Spanish. You grow up in your neighborhood, and my neighborhood was predominantly black.
Yeah.
So you know, I had black kids, you know, as friends growing up, and I love rap. I listened to Ice Cube growing up, Eazy-E, Tupac, Too Short. That was the music that I was listening to growing up. I wasn't listening to Spanish music. I was listening to that.
Right.
I feel like my first language is English. My Spanish is decent. It's okay. She probably speaks better than me. But it's the environment that I grew up in. And then I look at myself as a kid and I'm like, I don't want my kids to be that way.
Right.
So I put them in better schools, gave them the opportunities that I didn't have. Or that my parents didn't know were there. You know, you just went to whatever school was close to your house.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you didn't go to this school that's nicer, that's, you know, a mile down the street. No, you went to the ghetto school with all the ghetto kids, with all the gangbangers, because it was right there.
Yeah.
Not knowing that you could go somewhere else or you could be put somewhere else.
What made you want to do it different? I mean, your mom, all parents, do as best as they can with what they know, because a lot of times we don't realize that the way you were raised, because that's all you knew when you was kid, is the only way to do it, because that's the only way that you know how to, without knowing any better until you wake up, right? When did you realize, even though your mom did the best possible, that you wanted to have a different environment for your kids, and that was important?
I think it was as they were growing up. I seen them go through elementary. You know, elementary is always the best time. Elementary schools are always, you know, decent. That, you know, kids have fun. It's the middle school age.
Mm-hmm.
I seen the middle schools and I was like, I went to that middle school. Do I want my kids to go there? And I let my two oldest kids go there. And then I was like, he's starting to change.
Mm.
You know, we're not doing this next year. I put my daughter in they go to Tabs. It's in the TCC campus in downtown.
Yeah.
It's like an early college school. So that's where they go to. That's where my daughter went to. And from the regular public school compared to that school, they start showing you, hey, you got to be ready for college. And the other school was just like, hey, shut up, pay attention, do your work.
Ain't that crazy though, that the environment that you get put on even in school early ages, it starts shaping you to what you're going to be doing, if you're going to go to college or not? Because some schools, they know that you're not going to go to college. They don't even try to give that option to you. And then here at another place, maybe not too far off, they teach you differently to get you ready for that, because they know you're going to go. It's not even an option. That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where I had to do my research and see what high schools I could put my kids in, so that way I just want to give them a better chance. I want to give them the opportunities that I didn't have. I want to give them, the good schools, the good teachers, the chance to go to college. I didn't have that. And it was probably mostly my fault why I didn't have that, just from being a bad kid and running around trying to just take over the world and not really think about anything else.
Again, but just the environment itself, even you just put them in that place itself just changes them 100%.
Like even the schools that I went to, I had maybe one teacher that was like, hey, you can do better. And that teacher would like motivate me to do better, and I would do good in that class.
Mm-hmm.
But then the other teacher would be like, there's no reason for you to even try.
Damn.
Why'd you even come?
Yeah.
You're not going to try it. And I wasn't like a loud kid. I was a quiet kid.
Yeah.
But I just didn't show up all the time.
Yeah. You say we're good, or we're still good? My bad, Brian. I know you saw the signal, but I want to know which one it was. Huh? Okay. Before we go, the housing part is another challenge, and I know you had an issue with your house. Well, actually, you purchased a house. Congratulations. And then you found out that doing that, you actually there are other programs that can help people out that maybe they don't even know about. They can get you a better rate, different things. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so there's a lot of misinformation. Like, people feel like they have to have 20% down. They have to have a lot of money to buy a house. I think I bought my house with $1,900.
Nice.
And there's grants out there. You just need to find the right lender that knows how the grants work and are fully educated on that. There's also a program called NACA, NACA. They can help you if you have like below normal credit, if you're struggling just to pay your rent and you just don't know how it can all make sense.
Right. They
actually work really hard to put people through like education programs and get them ready for homeownership. And once you complete, there's different ways they do it, but they're able to work with you and try to get you a house for, little to no money down as well.
First time home buyers too, right? There's also programs that they can.
Yeah, absolutely.
How about yourself? Have you purchased a home, looking into buying a home?
I'm a renter for life.
Okay, cool. Is that something that
it's just because of the situation that I'm in?
Got
I landed in the most perfect situation for myself.
Okay.
Like, I probably could buy a house, but the way that the prices are and how much it's just damn near doubled 50% in the past couple of years.
Yeah.
I don't want to buy one. Like, if anything, I would probably want to build one and move out of the city. But to buy one in the city, it just doesn't. I don't want to spend $300,000 to buy a house in a.
Where they at, bro? They're like $500,000.
Well, I'm just talking about, and that's in my neighborhood. I don't live in the greatest neighborhood, so and that's like $300,000, $350,000. And I'm like,
I don't know.
I'm in the perfect situation right now, so I am a renter. I rent for my sister. My sister bought her house in 2004. She paid it off, and she bought another house before the market went crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been living in that house with a really, really good price on rent.
That's awesome.
And I'm not planning on going anywhere. I told her, as long as you keep me here, I ain't going nowhere. The day you tell me
Does she get inspections at all?
Nah.
Anytime she visits?
She goes all the time, so it doesn't. She sees.
That's cool. All right, before I thank you so much. I appreciate it. All the knowledge and everything that your stories, your examples, the things you live, I think are great things for people to listen up and help them out. So thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. Any final thoughts that you have? Let's start with Bree. Anything that you came in here like, I hope he talks about this. I hope we discuss this. Anything that comes to mind? Before, I have to talk about it because I know he's passionate about it. Immigration in general. Thoughts about immigration, and then we go to final thoughts. So,
thoughts about immigration. I feel like if it's more of there should be immigration.
Mm-hmm.
There should be border patrol. There should be, border control in general. We should have our borders secure. Nobody's denying that fact. We shouldn't let 1 million people in just because they're at the border. But we should be able to do something better than sending them to a swamp in Florida somewhere. We should be able to do something better than having ICE agents approach a brown person. We should be able to do better. America's supposed to be the example in everything on how politics works, how a community's supposed to be, but yet we're lacking the compassion to treat people. We're trying to send people to other countries, to El Salvador, to Uganda, to places where these people don't even belong.
Right.
And it's just unfair treatment to people in general, which is, this is what this government right now, with the president that we have, this is what he wants. He just wants numbers. He doesn't care about, anything but numbers. If the numbers look good, we want it. Oh, I don't care what you got to do. Go question the guys in the streets. And that's not America. It's unconstitutional.
Right.
And it rubs me the wrong way.
I can't wait for the lawsuits because y'all dudes doing the wrong thing. Believe me, they're coming.
I hope they get sued so fucking bad. And it's one of those things where I see it. And it's not happening here because we're a Republican state, so he's not going to come too hard here. But imagine if it was like that here and we saw that every day and you're just at the store and they're asking you, hey, where are you from? What are your papers?
I'm the wrong person to ask. As a veteran, even as a citizen now, somebody, bro, you got me effed up.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you just see a skin color. You don't see the story. You don't even have a reason to talk to that person, but yet you're approaching them.
And I will sue the crap out of you.
I'm waiting.
I will sue you.
I am waiting. I hope it happens to me. I want to go to the detention center so that way I could drop all the tea about what goes on in there.
So, news, I don't know if it's 100%, but apparently they are going to close that place down in Florida.
Yeah, because
there's been a few things that a judge stroked down something. Apparently, I don't know if it's all the way finalized, but apparently they are going to shut it down.
So I don't understand how you are the federal government and you don't know that that's federally protected land by the environment. Like there is federally protected land. It's the Everglades. It is a part of the country that the ecosystem, anything can happen to it and it just disappears. Like, I don't understand how you don't get that. And you're part of the
We understand government. Why they don't get that.
No.
You don't have to be too smart to understand why they don't get it.
And everything's a shirt to sell, a hat to sell, alligator Alcatraz.
It's the optics. The name. Unfortunately, that dude is really catchy with those little phrases that he says over it, repetitive on purpose. It's called persuasive speaking, and he does it on purpose to be able to do that. So if you hear certain things over and over, including the news amplifying it, there's a reason why people in their brain are like, oh yeah.
I gave up watching news.
Yeah, it's pointless. How about yourself in thoughts on immigration before we stop?
I think I've used my platform to be very vocal about my stance on immigration and what's happening in our country right now. It's not fair. It's not just. It's inhumane. I'm always going to say that no one's illegal on stolen land. Native and Mexicans have been here. This was Mexico, literally. And just to see the division, the extra division that's intentions that are created in this country for absolutely no reason is crazy. There's always a way in order to do things better, to do things within the law,
right,
and try to better the policies and keep people from being here illegally or, without the proper status just because of policies and procedures and delays and deadlines and confusion. All of that can be redone. I know so many of my friends that are on the proper visas that are now looking at having to go back to countries that they maybe didn't even grow up into because of policy change. And they've been actively, diligently working on getting their, permanent residency here for the whole entire time, 10, 15 years waiting on a list.
But they should do it the right way, right?
So
10, 15 years, you got time to waste. Well, come on.
Yeah, and the thousands and thousands of dollars that it takes in order to do it, it's just unfair. And I'm always going to speak out against it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's wild. Again, I can't wait for the lawsuits because you're not immune to it. Even if you're just doing your job, that's not going to be a defense. Be sure you hit up Rosa Maria Verdeja, the attorney that we had here. If you ever need some, she does very affordable just consultation to help you out. At least learn about you. Start working on it if you're struggling or know where where to go. You know, at least she might be able to guide you some way. You were gonna say something?
Another thing too that just really, really grinds my gears is the fact that through all of this, it's just a publicity stunt.
Right.
All these raids, all these, what's going on in California.
They're following around with cameras, bro.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's staged certain things.
And they're just hiring people off the street to become ICE agents.
Yeah.
That they're not, following any laws. They're just taking you by
And that
force.
doesn't seem problematic, right? To be able to put somebody that's not qualified on the job.
Imagine if they did that in the state of Texas.
Right.
With as many gun-carrying people that we have. And the 4 guys jump out of a van and try to take you. And they don't identify themselves. They just have police badge. They just have a vest that says police.
Yeah, you can buy on Amazon.
Yeah, you can buy it on Amazon. Anybody, and it's just, we live in a wild time. And it's sad to say that I've got more political because I'm scared of what my kids are going to grow up and see, what they're going to have to deal with. Not just necessarily me. At the end of the day, my thought is always, if I don't say something or speak up or at least try to do something, this is my kids' futures. It's not my future. It's my kids. They're the ones that are going to have to deal with this.
Absolutely. All right. Before I let you go, all your social media and any final thoughts, Bree?
So my handle is Chingonas Only on everything, TikTok, Instagram. Chingonasonly.com is my website. I try to give back as much as possible from sales from my website to organizations that feed the unhoused. And I'm working on some other initiatives as well to continue to give my profits to organizations that can need them. And my final thought is just spread kindness.
Absolutely. How about you?
Man. Well, if y'all want to reach me and hear something that I got to complain about, look me up on Instagram, gchavez817. I was part of the cancel show. We might bring that back up. We might not, with immigration things going on right now.
Do you know if you remember the Hispanic Chamber? They have a great space for you to use for free, cameras included.
Oh, yeah?
Just saying.
Maybe. All right, we'll talk about that. But also look us up, the cancel show. You want to laugh, see some crazy shit. My only last word is that I think people need to really understand, and I think what we're lacking nowadays is compassion just in general. So have compassion for your neighbor, the homeless guy, the immigrant selling flowers on the side of the road. These people are actually working really hard to try to make something for themselves, for their families. The homeless guy probably just wants a water. Do something, be nice, do something good for people in general. That's all I got to say. Absolutely.
And again, thank you so much for being here, both of y'all, once again. We appreciate it. It was a freaking tornado out there. And I drove over here. It came out of nowhere, by the way. So sorry about that. But thank y'all. Y'all safe in here. And we appreciate you so much. And this was another episode of La Neta que Conecta. I even forgot in the beginning that my name is Crispin Valentin. Once again, make sure if you would like to support, check out all the merchandise that we have on the website as well. We got a link on our shop. And remember, I don't know, how do I close La Neta que Conecta? Okay, paz.